Hello. The many racing second screens, now a third screen, as we've just been told, apparently. Let's start with a book from famed journalist and author Tom Standage. It's titled Writing on the Wall, and more importantly, subtitled Social Media, the First 2,000 Years. It explains how humans always use social networks to share and exchange ideas and information long before internet was invented. Luckily, it applied to horse racing too. Horse racing fans have always enjoyed most second screen services you can find today. They could use the papers, the programs, the audio commentaries, the radio, the tote boards, the bookie stands, then video replays, big screens, statistics, and so forth. New technologies simply allow them to use all these tools within one device they can carry in their pockets and look at any time. Nor has interactivity ever been a stranger to horse racing, thanks to betting. What was betting, actually, but a way to become involved in whatever a horse would do and become the owner for a couple of minutes. Besides, the betting ring was kind of a forum. Tips and advices were traded from the royal enclosures to the tattersalls and the other way around. We were equals on the turf, as they say, and then under it. No wonder horse racing became such a hit. Not only could you enjoy the show, follow the sport if you like, but you could also be involved in it and rewarded with your predictions. We really had the full Monty in a way, and were given a free ride for decades. Then other sports have caught up with us and went even further. Now the world betting turnover on sport has exceeded horse racing for the first time this year, so we were told at Hong Kong in May. It has become a worldly trend. To make things worse, horse racing heavily depends on betting revenues, while other sports have found alternative sources of income for a long time. So today, in most parts of the world, and with various successes, horse racing is looking for new fans again, new customers. It tries to find out what could bring them back into its ever-loving arms. Most of us have indeed embraced the new technologies too. Websites and applications now offer a wide range of services that racegoers or TV viewers had to gather through many sources before. We have been good at that, but a second screen, be it at home or on a racecourse, cannot simply offer alternatives to the traditional media. People want more because they got used to get more. The TV viewer can now play, interact with the programs and create contents by simply playing, voting, just like our live odds, in fact, live odds betting, I mean, but without any wager. You can see there a chart from American Idol's show. Obviously, people bet and they see how the odds go, if the singer they support is doing well or not. We're used to that for a long time. From his desk, anybody now can become a TV producer as well and watch the same action from different angles, like here with the French application Canal Football app. You see there's, obviously this is not during a game, but usually you have the game field, the pitch, and then you have cameras around it, and you can choose any camera to watch the action from different angles. The Racing Post, which I would nickname the Franco of the racing press, only that it lasts longer, also invites their web user to chat with top jockeys and trainers through their web chats with a Q&A sessions. It doesn't seem too complicated to do yet. They do it quite well and many times. And it's good for fans to be able to ask questions directly to the jockeys and trainers and people they follow. The man in the street can also now become a team owner or a trainer. Video games such as FIFA 14 or 15, I don't know, it changes all the time, and the rest of it simply offer that, and there's no betting involved, it's just gaming. Through this, people give their opinion, they vote, they tip, they challenge each other, they try to improve their positions in rankings, they become trainers again, or team owners. They can even chat with their favorite players. I would just seen basically they go social, easily, through this gaming. They live a broader and deeper experience before, during, and after the game. So how could we as horse racing could replicate that? Do we still have something that could make a difference? What are the opportunities we can use to make something new out of something old that we still love so much. We have the pictures, lots of pictures that we get from the race courses, even with now tracking applications such as trackers and so forth. We have lots of pictures and we cannot use them on a first screen. We need a second screen in any case. And then with the second screen, we can leave people choose whatever they want to look at. We have a naturally social community, as we just seen. People exchange on a race course or in the betting shops. They're also very polite. I remember a book named The Racing Tribe by Miss Fox. She was mentioning the fact that people on race courses were very polite. Actually, it's right. Not really during the race anyway, but sometimes it works. We also have new games all over the place. We've just seen fantasy racing, for instance, or casino bets designed for a newer audience. I mean, it evolves all the time. We have to follow that. And finally, even though horse racing is now overtaken by sports betting, we still have a huge betting population in the world. And it's not interested all the time in racing, but at least it's interested in betting. And if betting is bigger, it's good for everyone, including horse racing, I suppose. So how could we use all of that? As I said, the video replays are greatly valued by the customers because they need to check whatever happened thoroughly. And TV programs, as I said, sometimes do not have a chance to spend too much time on analyzing the results. I mean, the race is gone, we just focus on the next one and we forget about it. Yet people want to know exactly what happened to their horses, because they bet on different horses, obviously. They want to know why, for instance, the favorite did not finish in the frame. They need to understand basically what happened. And this is good for us because it motivates them to better themselves, to study more, and therefore to get more involved in racing. The more the need to know leads to involvement, I think. The bottom line is, if you keep your viewers in the dark, so to speak, when most other sports give away so much pictures, trivia, statistics, with such a large TV exposure that they get, well, punters might not be interested in your business for long. Data and video are not only short-term betting tools, they also are confidence builders. One shouldn't be afraid to release them as freely as possible, make them available at least, as long as the business model only relies on betting revenues, not on pictures right. A well-informed punter is a better client, yet a demanding one. Mixing with sports, if we can't beat them, say the British, I think, join them. Britain is anyway a standout case, but in most other countries it's difficult to find a bet involving racing and sports. In France, in the old days, I mean, long time, nobody was born here, we used to mix lottery and racing in France for special events like the Arc de Triomphe. There was a sweepstakes between the Arc de Triomphe and the Loterie Nationale, and people used to like it. So I guess we could do the same thing with sport, because as we've seen, people interested in sport can be interested in horse racing and vice versa. Fantasy racing is a good incentive because it educates people. It gives them the opportunity to test their skills without risking money. And money is a serious matter, believe it or not. And it finally will give them an itch to bet on something if they are simply voted for it, if the bargain is too tempting. Social media, obviously, what do we see on race courses or in the betting shops, as I said? People get to talk to each other in an informal manner, to exchange their views, no matter how different they can be, and how they were sometimes ill-inspired. Some people might get inspired because of a horse is grey. Some others because he's got that percentage of is of a good percentage rate at doing something, I don't know. But they still will talk to each other and exchange on this. So we have to use that. They share information before they go to the betting window and sometimes celebrate their wins together. One can only guess that this crave to share would be stronger when the viewer is on his own, watching races from his home. So we have to give them the opportunity to do so and help him doing that. Like most sports, horse racing offers the opportunity to brag, argue, discuss, and the TV viewer needs to be connected to others to be able to live the experience. Finally, today's fans will become tomorrow's punters. Even though money sounds like a pressing issue, we should not rush them into betting. We should only give them a nice game to play, a nice help, and see what they make of it. Betting is an asset, but it shouldn't be, the money is not an issue now. We should really concentrate on fans. Basically, we want to We want to think fans and friends before we think about customers. They might become customers, but fans and friends are what we miss the most, as we've seen. People bet on something else, so there's not an issue. We just have to make sure that they understand they can bet on us too, and they like it. Forgive me for taking so long to simply tell you what you already knew. Apparently, it was only a mere introduction before it gets really interesting again. Thank you.